Hi, we're George and Georgia and we've spent nearly a month travelling through Vietnam. Now we've reached our final stop, Ho Chi Minh City. We spent 5 days in Dalat before we took a sleeper bus 10 hours south to Vietnam's capital, where we'll be spending our final days exploring the city and visiting the Ho Chi tunnels, famous for their use during the Vietnam War. From here, we'll be crossing our very first land border in Asia and taking the bus into Cambodia. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what we get up to.
We actually nearly made it an entire month without a McDonald's, but we've been sat on a bus from Dalat for the last 10 hours, so. Today we've come to the Ho Chi tunnels, which is hundreds of kilometres of underground tunnels that were used by the Viet Cong in the Vietnam War. Although here they call it the American War, which is interesting. And there's a small portion of it that's open for tourists, and they've had to widen the tunnels because Westerners are taller and wider than Vietnamese people. They have a shooting range here and you can shoot an AK-47. That was quite the quad workout. We've come to the Cafe Apartments, which is an old apartment building that they've converted to a bunch of cafes and boutique shops and stuff. We just saw a sign for a record store and thrift shop, but then when we went to go in they said they don't actually sell them.
So it took us a little time to figure out how to get in, but there's a little corridor down the side of the stationery and bookshop, and that's how you get in. And you also have to pay to use the lift. So we used the stairs, but we thought it was better because then we could explore each floor as we went and see what was available.
This is the Saigon Central Post Office and we're going to go send a postcard back home. Firstly, we need to figure out how to send a postcard. And also, I hope they've got a pen because I don't have one. That solves the next problem.
So in total, it was 85,000 for 2 postcards, 5,000 for the pen, and then 68,000 for 2 sets of stamps for both, which is 158,000 total. Now we just gotta hope they arrive.
So it looks like they have the Central Saigon Post Office for the tourists, and then the like locals post office just behind it. So now we've been to Book Street, we're going to head to the War Remnants Museum. So it's 40,000 each to get in.
We should get out of the rain.
Yeah. Ended up in some random Strongbow festival. We saw them setting up for it earlier when we were at the cafe apartments, but we didn't really know what it was, so we thought we'd come back later and check it out. And it turns out it's like Strongbow, cider, and then live music, which was actually really fun, even though half of it was in Vietnamese and we had no idea what they were saying, but it was just really good energy. But it's our last night in Vietnam, so it was a really good way to say goodbye.